フルカウンター
Alright lads, welcome back to the Grand Cross video. Today we're going to be trying to predict every festival character coming out in 2023 using the past banners as reference to see if we can see patterns about how they actually go about releasing festival characters throughout each month. And the best way to predict festival characters is to look at what story chapters released alongside the new festival character. So the big notable right now is the fact that we did get Trillion Dark Mediatus when the character appeared in the story mode. But obviously there are a few exceptions and they mostly do this in November, and that is for obviously the characters that jump very far in the future like Parody Barn, like Four-Wing King, and obviously notably Ultimate Escanor, who doesn't make an appearance in story mode in about 4 months time. So we didn't get him too early, but we did get him kind of early, especially considering how much Escans we could have gotten up until this point, right? So the next festival character coming to Grand Cross will be in February for the global anniversary, so literally about 2 months time, which is a nice grace period because we just got back-to-back festivals. We do need to start saving, and this time around you notice one pattern, the fact that you have done Lolly Merlin, and also down as well we did get Queen Diane for the global anniversary for last year and the year before that as well. And the big pattern about them two is that they are both Sin characters, so Lolly Merlin and also Queen Diane are both Sins, so everyone is under agreement right now that whenever we get the global anniversary we're going to get a new Sin character. However, since we're now heading towards the end of the story, it likely means when we get a new Sin character for a festival character, they will likely be their final version, like I saw Ultimate Escanor. Which likely means if we get a new Sin character, they'll likely either be light or dark characters because those are the final versions, especially when it is warranted, right? And since we just got back-to-back grand festivals, it's very unlikely we're going to get another festival come out in 2 months' time to be a light or dark character. So we're going to go on a bit of a stretch here. Since the actual chapter released alongside this global anniversary, there ain't much in it because we just got the final conclusion towards Demon King Meliodas. So there's kind of a grace period right now. The only character we really see is Gelda, which you could argue could be a festival character, but I don't think it'll be her. And we basically get to see Bloody Elizabeth release her first actual new outfit, so her first appearance, who won't be a festival for maybe a few more months afterwards. So since there ain't no noticeable festival character in this current chapter, it likely means we're going to get a festival character that either skipped or we're going to get in the future. However, I feel like there's one main character in story mode right now that we fitting for the global anniversary, but also to be fitting towards a festival character, and that will be Mayel. Mayel, I made a video about it a few days ago right now, but the character, at least I'm predicting to not be a light character, so we already have Light Elizabeth, so I do suspect Mayel to be some sort of a red character, just because we do need a red goddess. And Mayel being the festival character for the global anniversary would make a lot of sense. So for February and for the global anniversary, I'm predicting we're going to be getting Mayel. The next festival character will be coming out in May, and that will be a big day for Grand Cross because not only is the anniversary of JP, but more importantly, the 4th anniversary of Grand Cross in itself. And like how we got last year, we did get a grand festival here for Light Elizabeth. It likely means we'll be getting a return of a grand festival again. So that does mean we will be getting a light or dark type character. And let's look towards the actual story chapter to see who's actually in that newest chapter. The chapter, if you want to go back towards the anime and look at yourself, it kind of concludes around episode 15 to episode 17, and it's quite a lot that happens. More importantly, my favorite character we're going to get to see in story mode will be Skinny Escanor. Hopefully this character will be playable in the story mode. I would love for him to be a festival character, but I don't see it happening. We also get to see Green Eye Zeldris, although not really important character just yet, but one character that will be in that story chapter, which they can definitely scuff it by releasing Nunchuck Barn, that will be Sacred Treasure Barn. This character, once again, it's been almost, I think, nearly 2 years since we've gotten a Barn, but it's been a very, very long time since we've gotten Barn, and Purgatory Barn in itself has kind of fallen off a little bit. So to get Sacred Treasure Barn to be the actual 4th year anniversary character for JP, but also be a light type character, would actually make a lot of sense towards me. So for the next Grand Festival and also for the 4th JP anniversary, I predict we are going to be getting Sacred Treasure Barn, who will be the next light type character coming towards Grand Cross. The next festival will be in July, and if we ignore 2021's massive mistake of releasing back-to-back Holy War characters, the most important thing to take away is that for July, for the last 2 years now, we've gotten Holy War characters. So for July for 2021, we got basically Margaret and Cusack, but let's just say Margaret because Cusack shouldn't have been a festival character. And then going down to last year, we obviously did get Berserk Esterosa. So it likely means for actual July again, we're going to get another Holy War, considering the last few festivals that we just got were just 2 Sin characters. So it makes sense for July to get another Holy War, and this time around I suspect is going to be either Demon King Meliodas or definitely Demon King Zeldris. The story chapter dropping alongside the July festival should conclude around episode 17 to 18 of the actual anime. And a lot happens in that chapter. More importantly, we're going to get to see Ultimate Escanor in game, although he's kind of already in the game, so it's not that much of a spoiler. But it would probably make sense why we got Ultimate Escanor so early. That's because when he does appear in the story mode, that is when we do get Holy War characters. So that likely means they pushed him forward, because we're going to be getting a Holy War for July. And obviously already, as you can see on screen now, we did get to see Demon King Medio's already in story mode. And obviously during that point, when Ultimate Escanor does appear, he will be versing Demon King Zeldris. And we also get to see Draw Dance Diane. Although it's in the same outfit, I definitely think we could see another Festival Diane in the future that could be based off this one right here. But honestly, I'm not entirely too sure when that Diane would drop. But considering this actual episode, or at least this chapter, does consist of Ultimate Escanor and also the Demon King Vi, it likely means we're going to be getting Demon King Medios or at least Demon King Zeldris. So for July, it looks like we will be getting a Demon King. However, I'm not entirely too sure which one we're going to get. Personally, and I think most of us will probably prefer to get Demon King Meliodas. However, Demon King Zeldris is probably a bit more important considering that's the one where you fought Escanor. So you could argue that might be reason to add into the game over Meliodas. But if I had to guess, I'm going to be willing to say it might be Demon King Meliodas here, just because this character we know right now likely won't be a dark type character, just because we already got 2 dark type Medioses. There's no way they're going to do another one, and since July it shouldn't be a grand festival, if we do get Demon King Meliodas for July, that likely means they can then save Demon King Zeldris to be a next dark type character whenever they decide to do another grand festival. Next festival will be around September. So the last 2 years ago we did get obviously Hijack Gopher here, and then going back down we did get Infinity Merlin, and at this point I feel like they have to reach a hype character, but not too hype, because they know that we know that at the end of the year there will be 2 hype banners coming for obviously November and also December, so they kind of go with someone important. But obviously for December we did get 2 Sin characters, that being Merlin and also Gopher for the last 2 years, so once again likely we're going to get another Sin character. However, at least through the story chapters, I mean, quite a lot happens, and we kind of get, spoiler if you haven't seen the anime, but I'm pretty sure you will, because well, it's again kind of getting close towards the end of the anime in the Grand Cross. Escanor does actually die, and we'll get to see his death. We'll get to see the actual final mega combo with the Sin characters against the Demon King, and now basically wrap up the whole series basically. But I'm trying to think, what is a festival character worthy of being a festival for September, but not hype enough to be a festival for obviously December and November? And I feel like there's only 2 or 3 characters here. One is the one I mentioned before, Mother of Creation Diane. Although she kind of in the same outfit, it could definitely do something a little bit new with her, but again, I'm not entirely too sure here. But one character that I did think of, and will make sense, we haven't gotten the character such a long time now, and that'll be coming up to nearly 2 years of the character not being in the game, and that'll be Festival Wing King. Now it'll be a little bit different, because this will basically be the equivalent towards Small Wing King, but with the bigger dot one. So King, the small one, does have his guardian, but obviously if you've seen the actual cutscenes, even in Grand Cross even, when he does go to his adult form, so does the bear basically, or so does the guardian, where he gets massive arms, and while it definitely is kind of too big to be a playable character, they can definitely shrink it down. I mean, it could do what they want, to be honest with you lot. And like I said, since it'll be nearly 2 years since we've gotten a character based off the Wing King here, I definitely feel like for September, we definitely should probably get this King here. But yeah, once again, I feel like this September festival can really be anyone, so we're going to go on a long shot here, and I feel like just the fact that we haven't got King for such a long time now, plus we haven't gotten the bear version of the King here, so I feel like it would just make sense towards the character. Plus it'd be a good way to get another version of King and to separate them without him just changing the color, because if we do get obviously the bear will be the weapon, which means you will be able to change the actual outfits for him, and it'll be a different version of King to it. He can turn back to us rather than just being a different color than what we have right now. And then boys, to end of the year, we will get back-to-back festivals, likely being back-to-back grand festivals, because the characters that we're going to be getting are definitely important here. But last year, or I guess, you know, a few months ago now, we did get Ultimate Escanor, and before that we did get Four Wing King, 2 of the hypest characters to come towards the game, so they likely will do another hype character this year. And with the fact that the story chapter does actually go up to the point where he's been revealed, that will likely be Chaos Arthur. Escanor was a light type of character, and I feel like it's just a missed opportunity if we do not get a dark type Arthur with the Chaos power. It'd be such a missed opportunity, and I feel like the fact that we did get Ultimate Escanor to get obviously Arthur a year later, it would just make so much time, because the chapter we're going to get alongside that should conclude around episode 21 and episode 22, 23, depending on how much they cover, and that will reveal the backstory of Arthur, reveal the whole Chaos plot basically, and it will just make so much sense to get Arthur. Now necessarily he's not really a villain here, but I feel like just the fact that he's Chaos and Chaos is like the dark power, it would make sense for this Arthur to be a dark type character. They could definitely save it for 4 Knights Arthur, but I feel like they're so far in the future, they're better off doing it straight away with obviously Chaos Arthur when he gets first introduced. And then obviously 1 month later, we're going to be getting the New Year Festival. And if you noticed a pattern, basically. For the last 3 years, or the last 3 New Year banners, we have been getting back-to-back Meliodases. So it makes sense, again, this year, we're going to get another Meliodas. However, I feel like they're going to do something different. Now, this is a long shot here, but once again, I've noticed a pattern. Although it is always Meliodas, it's something always new. In 2020, we got the first Holy War character. And that's the important thing to notice. This was a new type of banner. It was the first Holy War. Although the character itself wasn't that unique, he was the start of something new. And then for 2021, for the New Year celebration, we got another Meliodas, and he was the first Dark type character. Once again, the Meliodas for New Year's brings something new towards the game where we haven't seen throughout the year. And then for this year, we got something not necessarily new, but like a new mechanic. But it did start with Ultimate Escanor, and that is this like darkness border. Obviously, Escanor got one literally a month before this, but I feel like the fact that they've kind of like added a new mechanic into the game where you have this massive power up, basically. So my point is, every single year with a new Meliodas, we always get something new, and I feel like they might do this again here. Now, you may think we could get True Magic form, and it'll make sense to get a first light type Meliodas here, but I think the fact that this character right now does get True Magic, although it's not his actual form, I feel like that in itself means they're not planning to release True Magic Meliodas for some time. So what I think they would do for this New Year celebration for the end of the year will be a way to introduce a new mechanic to the game. And what is not necessarily new, we kind of already have in the game, it will be the first time we get 2 humans. And that is the dual unit between Meliodas and also Elizabeth. Now, if they really want to, they can make them dark and light, or even just make one of them light, because they technically are fighting for good, so it would be a light type character. But this is what I feel like they might do for the end of the year, because it will make sense towards me. Once again, it will be a new way to add Meliodas to the game without them releasing a new version of Meliodas, because we kind of already got to most of them in the game. And since it is a dual unit, we obviously would get a new Elizabeth as well with it. And I think this would be a good way to add a new mechanic to the game, like how we've always done every single year now. The big reveal was the fact that she's no longer protecting him and instead fight alongside of him. And I feel like this would be the best way for them to do it, is to make both of them the actual end of year festival, to where we a massive celebration. So boys, that is all for today. Let me know what you think. So to run it back, who I think will be coming? The festival anniversary, so for global anniversary, I predict it could be Red Mayel, or just more importantly, Mayel. The festival coming in May, so for the actual 4th year anniversary for JP, but Grand Cross in itself. I think it's gonna be another light type Grand Festival, and now it makes sense to be Sacred Shredded Bond, because he does get revealed in that chapter. For July, it will be a Holy War, and I suspect we're gonna be getting Demon King Zeldas or Demon King Meliodas. I'm suspecting Demon King Meliodas because it won't be a dark type character. They may save Demon King Zeldas for like a dark type in the future, maybe after the next year. The September festival, it will be nearly 2 years since we've gotten the 4-Wing King, so I suspect we're gonna get another 4-Wing King, but instead be kind of a dual unit again, but with his teddy bear, his guardian, where he has like 6 arms. Although he is quite massive, I feel like they might shrink that a little bit or do something more unique there, but I do suspect King will be another character we're going to get throughout the year. And then to wrap up the year, we're going to get back-to-back Grand Festivals. Starting off in November, we're going to get a dark type Chaos Arthur, the big character that I've been waiting for such a long time now, and he will be scary to see in game because his character should be broken. I mean, considering that we got Ultimate Escanor probably in the exact same date, just 1 year later, I feel like this character could be quite broken. And then 1 month later for the New Year Festival, like how we got Meliodas every single year, we're going to probably get a dual unit between Meliodas and also Elizabeth to add a new mechanic like how they've done every single year now. And since we just got Dark Arthur, I feel like we should get a light type here. So if they want to add a new typing, I guess they could do that. Unless they want to do dual typing, because they could do dark and light as well. But I think just the dual unit mechanic is got to come at some point in the future. And I think if they start off with light Elizabeth and also dark Meliodas, or just both together, it'll be a perfect way to end the year, but also a perfect way to end 70 Sins. Elizabeth and Meliodas is the story between them two, and to get the final 2 characters, or even the final character of the entire series, to be them two, it makes so much sense towards me. So boys, thank you for watching. Let me know who you think will be coming throughout the year. Do you lot agree with my picks here? We'll probably come back in a year's time, and each time we do get a new festival, we'll come back to this video and see if I was right. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.